I see trees of green, red roses too.
Welcome to Make It Great Again. I'm Mike. If you're one of my 13,000 subscribers and 3 million viewers from my other channel, 2AR Tactical, welcome aboard. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're a new viewer to the channel, please subscribe. I want to see this channel grow. Well, so I've been wanting to do a rebuild video on a 2015 Argo 750 HDI 8-wheel drive amphibious all-terrain vehicle. What better way to get it going? All right, guys, let's get started on the videos. If you don't know what an Argo is, or you've been curious about them because you've seen them before, this might be the video for you. This particular one, like I said before, is a 2015 Argo 750 HDI. It's the Avenger body style or series of 8x8s. I think with this thing I'm going to go ahead and start from the top down. So normally I'd probably jack it up and remove all the tires and do all that, but I'm going to leave it on its wheels for as long as possible. But I'm going to take the upper shell off, and to do that I'm going to have to start with this rubber band right here. So essentially I'm going to have to work that off, because underneath, what holds the upper and the lower body together is these rivets that go all the way around. So I'm gonna have to start prying this off all the way around. All right, so I got the corner of it started already, basically just by taking in, there's a lip underneath here. You just bend it and pull and work this thing off all the way around. It's a little more flexible when it's heated up or warmed up. So, but there we go. So now that I've exposed the actual seam line here from the Argo, I'm going to go ahead and start drilling out all these rivets all the way around. Here's some remnants of the camouflage Realtree Infinity camo that was on the body before I started power washing it, and this stuff just flakes right off. So yeah, did come camouflage. When I bought this thing, I already knew it was going to have problems, and well, that was fine with me, because the price that I got for this was $5,000, which was pretty good, especially for a 750 HDI model. This was one of their flagship powerhouses at the time, and but it has problems, and that's what I'm aiming to fix right now. There we go, as clean as I can get it before I start drilling these rivets out. But I think before we do that, I'll go ahead and pull the pans out. Yeah, you can see why I'm doing a frame out. This frame back here is completely rusted out, really bad. The actual frame itself is intact. It's just the floor pan, which tells me that there's been water left in this thing before. And I also noticed some damage on the frame here too. You notice how distorted that hoop is as opposed to how that is? That's correct. So this frame at some point got pinched together. So we'll be fixing that. It's just got to make it great again. This is an awesome machine, and it's exactly what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to pull the seats out and stuff too. Push out, lift out. They have these pucks. They fit in these keyways here. All right, front floorboard. Lift that out. All this stuff comes out really easy, you know, for maintenance things and stuff. So get this out. There we go. And there's your plastics and back seats. The front seat, I'm gonna have to undo these bolts on these hinges, and then I'll be able to remove it. Might as well take the hood off too. So the hood lifts on these hinges here, and it just slides out both sides. It's pretty cool. Very easy to maintain. You got to remember, this thing is actually a watercraft, as well as one of the most insane all-terrain vehicles that you can own. All right, well, let's keep going. All right, so I went ahead and removed the bolts from the seat bracket, only on one side. You don't have to do it on both, and I'll show you why. So you remove those. Seat bracket itself, slide out. There's a pin you have to be aware of. So that pin will fall out. So just collect it up. Now on the other side, all I have to do is slide the seat this way a little bit, cover that pin, and now I can remove the driver's bench seat. Under the driver's seat, you'll find where your battery compartment is in this particular model. Other Argos in older models, they had a battery tray here, and your battery sat against this this side of the Argo next to the transmission. But in this particular one, the battery is here under this cover, and you also have, you know, like a junk drawer. So I just counted them. There are 73 rivets to drill out, so let's get started. And there's one pushed out of the bottom and everything. All right, now let's go do that 73 more times. And there's one side done. I'll continue working my way around. And of course, I mean, there's still rivets left in them, so you're going to end up having to go around and hammer them all out. Now that I've got all of the rivets punched through, I can actually start lifting the body a little bit. Now I'm going to have to remove these rivets yet here, going up and along there. There's a framework that holds the steering up that's connected to the framework that runs all on the outside here. So all right, well, onwards and upwards. With all of these rivets removed now, the body actually is able to be even lifted more. See there. So you have a rubber grommet here where all your wiring harnesses and stuff like that, and brake lines and things from your LCD display and things like that go through the body. Well, actually, there's a crack in the plastic that was meant that way, so you have to pry this out, and when you lift the body, you can go around the wires there. So that makes it easier for that. I'm sure there's going to be more wiring and some other things that are going to have to be detached before I can lift the top off. So I'm going to go around and find all those places. The other thing I'm going to be doing to aid in getting the body off is removing these the dash panels and stuff. So underneath here you can see. So I'm going to have to disconnect that from the body as well. So the lever, along with all of the switches and the ignition and things like that. Again, wiring going to the accessories plug will have to be disconnected. So you get the point. All right, now that I have the dash panels loose on both sides here, you see all the wiring connected to the different switches. I'm going to have to disconnect those, disconnect that to basically remove the top. This is the high and low range for the transmission. That is connected right here. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to disconnect it here from the spring, right? So that I can have enough play to get that out of there to get the top separated from the bottom. And now that I got that done, I got the lever out. We can actually stuff this down into the cavity now. And now it's not attached to the upper at all. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove this heat shield, and it's held on by these four screws right there. And it also allows me to get to the tailpipe right here that's held on by 2 springs. All right, let's get that off. Plate removed. Hopefully I can get my hands in there to disconnect those springs so that the pipe slides out. All right, so I went around and I disconnected everything and just kind of laid it in there. I want the wiring harness to stay with the frame and the engine and just the shell come off. So you can see I disconnected everything. One more note, I went ahead and disconnected this as well. So this was underneath the plastic, just hanging by these screws here, and it's your electronic fuel pump, fuel filter, and all that stuff. All right, we're gonna attempt to lift this top off. We think we've got it cleared. Some wires over here, so let's start lifting. Hold on. Yep, leave the wires.
You gonna go higher?
Nope.
Okay.
There we go. We're clear.
All right.
All right. Can you lift up on yours?
Okay.
All right. Yeah, slide on my side. There we go. Now we're clear.
Cord, wire. What is that?
Oh, no, that's just some rubber.
Gasket. Got it.
All right. Go ahead. Pretty lightweight, isn't it?
Not bad.
Considering. Yeah, considering. All right, set it down.
Wow. Cool.
And that's all there is to it. All right. Now that we got the top cover off, we can actually see a lot more of what we're up against here. So it's actually a pretty simple machine. That wiring harness really, really looks like a daunting task to untangle, huh? I'm not a rich guy, obviously. I'm an average Joe, retired military on a fixed budget. So, you know, what I can afford is what I can afford. I wish I could afford one of these newer machines. I'm going to stick to a poor man's budget and pick up one of these used ones like I did. Now, the 750 HDI is a little more expensive than what I could have afforded normally, but I came across this deal and I jumped all over it. To make something that is just awesome, great again. It has some wear on it. In case you're wondering what type of tools I might be using for a task like this, well, I'm just using some basic tools, guys. And you can definitely do one of these things on a budget. Thanks for watching part 1 and sticking to it so far. I hope that if you started this video series that you're going to see it to the end. Subscribe if you like these type of videos. I've got a lot of other projects. It's not going to be just about the Argo. Stay tuned for part 2. Thanks, guys.
Son of a bitch!